Getting ready to turn the late models loose from virtual Hickory Motor Speedway. I'm Rick James, bringing you uninterrupted green flag coverage from virtual Hickory. It's the premier dental arts LIS Super Late Model Series, and with 3 races to go in this season, Tyler Holden has a very, very loose grip on the lead. Brayden Goddard finding himself just 6 points behind coming into this 7th race of 9. Justin Elvis sitting 3rd in the points with 120 markers, looking to gain some ground before the checkered flag flies for the season. Glad you could join us tonight for 125 laps of action. Tristan Newman and Brayden Goddard on the front row. The HL Motorsports green flag is here. Let's go racing. Caution number 1 is out. Blaine Harrison already had an incident. The number 7 Mustang going around in turn number 1. And caution is out on the very first lap of action. Let's go back and see what happened right off the restart to Harrison. Contact with the number 3 of Eli Lewis. And the number 3 Camry responsible for turning around car number 7 one more time from the green flag. Looking at Lewis in car number 3. Looks like Lewis just didn't drive in as deep as he needed to. Lewis getting a little bit of that action as well. So caution number 1 out over the Hickory Motor Speedway. Tristan Newman leading this race in that number 50. And once again, there are the points showing you Tristan Newman sitting 6th in the points order right now. Newman finding himself with 90 points to Alden Kaiser's 105. Kaiser in the number 71, currently running 5th. Before we get this race restarted, Tristan Newman in the BG Designs number 50, leading the field in that Mustang, trying to keep some heat into the tires. Lights are off on the pace car, so we get the green flag this time by. Let's try this restart for real. 2 by 2, 6 rows deep, getting ready to restart this race. Newman and Marinco now on the front row. Brody Marinco on the outside in car 54, looking to get some advantage with that sweet reflection on the side of the car, waiting for the green flag. Pace car peels off and the cars are moving again. Let's go racing. Single file up at the front. You saw Brody Marinco get into the wall there as Tristan Newman runs the fastest lap of the race, 14:02. Eli Lewis, who was the catalyst for that first accident, now sitting in the 6th position, just ahead of Blaine Harrison in car number 7. Does Harrison have payback on his mind? Let's ride along in the number 7 Mustang. Lewis climbing an uphill battle. That number 3 car already down to the 9th position, battling with the 94 of Sammy Scarpelli. JFW in the chat says, go number 3, Eli Lewis. JFW followed here recently in the last 20 minutes. Shout out to Tyler Holden, 98, Brody Marinco, J. Elvis Racing, and Tiger Shark, all following within the last 20 minutes. Glad to have you all here on Rick James TV. Tristan Newman continues to lead. Brody Marinco sits in the 2nd position, with Brayden Goddard currently holding out. The top 3 and 1 car's gone around. Is that Johnson? It is Jeff Johnson. No, and Jeff Johnson in the 2 gets around. That's Aiden Kaiser in car 71, who saves his hot rod from going around, and he keeps that late model pointed in the right direction. Let's go back and see what happened to Aiden Kaiser. Contact from the 7 car. Blaine Harrison just tagging the left quarter panel of Kaiser. Kaiser able to keep it on the straight and narrow. We stay green with Tristan Newman leading by 3/4 of a second over Brody Marinco. And it looks like Brayden Goddard starting to fall well off the pace. Car number 38 sitting third right now, 1.3 seconds off of second place Brody Marinco, 2 seconds back of the leader. Justin Elvis in the fourth position, rocking that number 4 car. He's got a mirror full of Blaine Harrison, who's been on the move since that first accident. Harrison filling the rear view mirror of Elvis, now going for that third position. Will Harrison be as aggressive with Elvis as he was with Aiden Kaiser? Jeff Johnson watching in the distance. He is 6/10 behind Harrison, and will Harrison's patience run any further than it has so far? Riding once again with car number 7. And you saw Harrison, he attempted the bump and run, but he just couldn't put the power down on the inside line. That's going to give Justin Elvis half a second of respite in that fourth position. Now Blaine Harrison with Jeff Johnson in that Rusty Wallace livery number 2 behind him. Johnson sitting in the 6th position ahead of Aiden Kaiser, and he's certainly feeling the heat from car 71. Blaine Harrison, who was trying to get up to Justin Elvis, now has to claw all that time back. Sammy Scarpelli down pit road. She's having a tough go of it already, but 22 laps into this race, Tristan Newman's lead has been closed to within 6/10. Brody Marinco chasing him down, and looking into the points coming into this race, you can see Brody Marinco nowhere near championship contention, just here for a good time. Tyler Holden leading. Holden finds himself absent from this race, so Brayden Goddard, who sits second, 6 points behind Tyler Holden. I'm sorry, he sits third right now in the running order, second in the points, 6 markers behind. He's only got a 9-point lead over Justin Elvis, who sits 1 spot back in the race in position number 4. A lot of change is going to happen to this points table. It's just a matter of when. Aiden Kaiser has had enough of the 7 of Blaine Harrison, trying to use the bump and run and move him early on in this race. Sammy Scarpelli once again jumping to those pits. She's now on her way out to keep the fight moving on. Seems like we've lost our display here. Let's see if we can get that back. No idea what in the world just happened, but we'll get that back as they run. Tristan Newman still leads this race. That's who you're watching right now in that 50. Brody Marinco now within a half second of him. Eli Lewis, however, trying to gain some time up on car number 7, Blaine Harrison. And the last time these two drivers were side by side, it brought out the first caution of the race. Fans at home, bear with us while we try to get our display back. Tristan Newman still leading, and there's the 3 of Eli Lewis, goes right into the wall, and the 7 of Blaine Harrison follows him down to the inside lane. Look at that action right there, but both drivers able to survive and keep it pushing. Right now, we've got 31 laps up on the board. Once again, apologies, we seem to have lost. And there goes the 3 of Eli Lewis, who's crashed head first into that wall. Caution comes out for the second time tonight. Let's go back and see what happened to Eli Lewis. Looks like Eli just got loose out of turn number 4. There you see Blaine Harrison scooting on by. Let's ride along with Eli Lewis from the cockpit view. Just too much excitement on the loud pedal, and it costs Lewis. So Tristan Newman remains our race leader. And while we have a short break in the action here, let's see if we can do something to get our graphics back. Hey, if you've just recently joined us, I'm Rick James, bringing you uninterrupted green flag action of the LIS Limited iRacing Series here from Virtual Hickory Motor Speedway. Trying to get something back here, but still seems like we have nothing. Overlay-wise, we had it at the beginning, and now I can't seem to find it. Let's try this again. I believe the pace car is going to take us one to go this time by, so we'll see if we can get this working by the time we go green here. And no, still not working. Okay. No worries whatsoever. We're still going to keep this as informative as possible. Getting ready to turn the race cars loose. Tristan Newman and Brody Marinco on the front row once again. 36 laps of 125 circuits underway from Virtual Hickory. Getting ready to throw the switch, and we're green once again. Crash at the back, and it's Jeff Johnson who's gone around in car number 2 head first. Eli Lewis gets away from that one. It looks like it was... Who else was involved with the 6 of Jeff Johnson? It was Brayden Goddard in car 38, so the yellow flag comes out once again, back to back. Let's see what brings out this most recent caution. Here's on the green now. You're watching from the 38 of Brayden Goddard. He's going to make contact with the 2 of Jeff Johnson. Goddard looks like he might have gotten some help from car number 4. Nowhere for Jeff Johnson to go. And caution number 3, I believe, is out on the racetrack. So Tristan Newman still leads 39 laps into this race. Fans at home, we're going to take a 60-second break, and we'll be back with 20 minutes of ad-free action. Don't go anywhere. We're going to get these overlays fixed, and we'll be back with the resumption of the Premier Dental Arts Late Model Series from Hickory. Pace car signals 1 to go as we get the overlays back, and we're ready to go. Racing once again. Just before the halfway mark, you've got Newman on the inside of Marinco. That's how it's been all night long, but will it continue? 44 laps now underway at Hickory, waiting for the signal. Green flag is out. Let's go again. Side by side, and one car goes around, and this time it's the 4, the 7 of Blaine Harrison involved once again. Cautions breed cautions as lap 45 comes out, and we are under yellow once again, and you saw it happening towards the back. Blaine Harrison in that 7, just a bit too eager to use the front bumper on his Ford Mustang late model. Let's go see what happened to Justin Elvis. There you see the 7 of Blaine Harrison trying to get under the 4 of Justin Elvis. Let's run this back right along with the cockpit of Blaine Harrison and see how he made this happen. And that's really all you need to know on the gearbox now of Justin Elvis. This is the green flag here, so you'll see Harrison. And so that's the reason for caution number 3. Tristan Newman still at the front with Brody Marinco in second. Aiden Kaiser sits in third. There are the points brought to you by Premier Dental Arts, providing patients with quality restorations that allow them to smile with confidence. Located in Kingsport, Tennessee, Premier Dental Arts is the region's premier implant lab. They have decades of experience in complex implant dentistry and can manufacture premium restorations for any situation. Find out more at premierdentalarts.net or call 888-PDA-LAB-1. That's 888-732-5221. In the chat, JFW Jr. says, number 7 can't drive. We'll see what Blaine Harrison makes of it now. Restart number 3. We're racing again. Justin Lewis getting away from Eli Lewis. Blaine Harrison now to the inside of Elvis, working on Lewis once again. Will he get around the 4 without much contact? Meanwhile, in third, Aiden Kaiser now looking to the inside of Brody Marinco. This the move for the 7th position into turn number 3. There you've got Kaiser not giving up the fight, and Blaine Harrison able to get around the 4 of Justin Elvis. Now working on Jeff Johnson for 5th. And there you see the 2-car goes around again. The 3 of Eli Lewis stuck in the barrier. Caution number 4 comes out. Lewis has to jump to the pits immediately, but the 2 of Jeff Johnson seemingly went around in turn number 3. Nowhere for Eli Lewis to go. Let's go back and have one more look at Jeffrey Johnson. Here's Johnson on the outside of the 7, Harrison. Harrison's got nothing to do with this. Was there contact from the 4 of Justin Elvis? There you see Eli Lewis just slams him right in the nose. Let's go back, have one more look and see if this was caused by the 4. Keep your eye on the 4 car now. And it seems like a little bit of contact may have been in order, but no harm, no foul, except for Eli Lewis, who's still receiving repairs down pit road. So Tristan Newman is our new leader, and if you've recently joined us, I'm Rick James, bringing you uninterrupted green flag coverage of the LSI Late Model Series from virtual Hickory Motor Speedway. We're having a blast so far, and we hope you are too. Just before the halfway mark, Newman, Marinco, Kaiser are your top 3. We are still ad-free for the next 14 minutes and change, and we're about to hit the back 9 now. One more time, the points brought to you by Premier Dental Arts. Brayden Goddard currently running 4th. These are the point standings coming into tonight's race. As they run, Brayden Goddard would leave with the points lead, but of course Justin Elvis, sitting in 6th right now, wants to get a little bit closer than the 9-point gap. 3 races remain. It will be 2 after the checkered flag flies. 60 laps going to be underway, waiting for the pace car to peel off. Brody Marinco and Tristan Newman have control of the front row, and we're racing once again. Goddard in that 38, sitting in 5th right now, chasing down the 7 of Blaine Harrison, who's trying to get some space under Aiden Kaiser. But look at Brody Marinco now challenging for Tristan Newman for this lead, but Marinco has to keep one eye on Kaiser. JFW Jr. said 7 can't drive, but Tyler Holden earlier said 71 will be strong at the end. Does Holden know something about Kaiser that the rest of us don't? Here goes Kaiser for second. You saw the 54 Marinco just getting into the wall, and that opens the door for Blaine Harrison as well. Harrison now gets into the 54 of Marinco, side by side for third. A little bit of contact, and that's going to put Blaine Harrison in the bronze medal spot. Marinco tries for the crossover, but he just can't pull it off. Headed into 3, 50, 71, 7, your top 3. Brody Marinco sits 4th, and provisional points leader after tonight, Brayden Goddard, sits in 3rd. 5th, I'm sorry. Justin Elvis sits in 6th behind him. Jeff Johnson, who was most recently involved in that accident, running on the tail end of these lead lap cars. Well, Johnson finds himself a lap down, but the tail end of the cars that are still running, at least. Aiden Kaiser has been biding his time. Now on the back 9, you saw Blaine Harrison goes high, opens the door for Brody Marinco to his inside. Harrison now trying to hold off Marinco for 3rd. Edging Marinco into turn number 3, Blaine Harrison trying to cut him off, and the side draft will do you no good here. These cars aren't moving anywhere fast enough. Harrison sits 9th in the points right now, looking to gain some spots. Tristan Newman sits in 6th right now. Newman leads this race. Coming into this race, Aiden Kaiser is in 5th. Both of these drivers separated only by 15 points with 3 races to go. "55 laps remain. Next time by, Brayden Goddard now getting around Justin Elvis, working on the 7 of Blaine Harrison. And there goes Goddard using a little bit of ingenuity and a bit of percussive strategy now to the inside as the yellow flag comes out. It looks like Jeff Johnson and Eli Lewis have had another scrap. The number 2 injured in that one. And this time it looks like it was actually Sammy Scarpelli into the number 94. She has not had the best of evenings tonight. Let's go back and see what happened to the driver of the 94 car. Let's see what happened here. And there's the 94, goes for a spill, and the caution comes out. So we have our leaders coming through. Bristol's Tristan Newman coming down for his tires and his fuel. Brayden Goddard right behind him there. All of these late models making quick adjustments. Drivers will get their laps back, and we're going to have a fresh competitive field ready to go racing in the final 50 laps of tonight's event. Once again, if you've just recently tuned in, I'm Rick James, bringing you uninterrupted green flag coverage of your premier dental arts late model series. Also brought to us by the good folks over at BG Designs. BG Racing's Designs offering sim racing paint templates for your NASCAR race cars and more. Check out their catalog on bgracingdesigns.com or on their Facebook at BG Designs. Quite the short track here, no pun intended. Only a third of a mile, a little more than a third of a mile. Drivers only getting 2 sets of tires tonight, so the majority waiting until we have crossed that halfway mark to put on one of their 2 sets of tires, and of course just one fast repair. Drivers forcing themselves to be a little more clean than what you might expect. But despite the courtesy drivers have to afford each other, the thrills are just the same. 50 laps to go now, so we're going to restart inside the final 5-0. And it looks like the 7 of Blaine Harrison stayed out. So new leader for the first time tonight. Blaine Harrison in that 7 car. He's our control car as well. With 49 laps to go, he's going to restart this field down to the line. But can he hold on? Harrison gets moving in the 7, and we're racing once again. Oh, there goes Marinco. No, that wasn't Marinco. That was Newman. Tristan Newman piles right into the wall straight away from the restart. And Newman, who had just lost only first place, right into the wall. Let's go see what caused Tristan Newman to have this accident. This is coming to the green flag. Loose. Just got loose, and you can see the car snap on him. The cold tires did him in. Tristan Newman, who was running a flawless race up until this point, restarting on cold tires, and he paid the price. Let's have another look. Have a listen. One more look from Brayden Goddard's on view. So Blaine Harrison is still our race leader with 45 laps remaining. Aiden Kaiser sits in second. Brody Marinco holding on to that 3rd position. Once again, here are the Premier Dental Arts points coming into this race. Blaine Harrison sitting 9th in the standings, and a championship looks all but over for him. Racing for pride at this point, but 2nd place, Aiden Kaiser sits 5th in the standings. Just, it looks like 11 points behind Brendan Carroll, who's not in tonight's race. So Kaiser going to gain a big chunk of points on the top 3. Still so much racing left. So the Las Vegas native on the outside of Blaine Harrison will bring us to the line inside the final 45 laps of action. Will Harrison hold on? Did Tristan Newman learn his lesson on cold tires? Newman starting on the inside of row 3. Green flag is out at Hickory. And one more. Is that Kaiser into the wall? Almost, and now he goes around out of 2 with Goddard as well. Traffic jam out of turn number 2. Caution number 7 out in 83 laps tonight. And Aiden Kaiser and Brayden Goddard going around to bring out this most recent slowdown. TVGT a bit frustrated with the number of cautions, and as a racing fan, I don't blame you. We want to see the green flag action. Let's see what happened. Looked like contact with the 54. Kaiser already upset. The car physically upset. Let's have a look from Brayden Goddard's angle. Contact with the 54 of Brody Marinco. Goddard just tries to fill the hole as he's gaining on Newman. Both cars come together outside turn number 2, and the 7th caution of the evening is out. Fans at home, we're still ad-free for the next 4 minutes and change. So on the next caution, well, we'll see when it comes out, but as soon as those pre-rolls do go off, we'll take a 2-minute ad, and we'll be ad-free for the next 30 minutes after that. But the race is winding down. Round 7 coming to an abrupt close. It's going to come and go in the blink of an eye, so you don't want to miss it, and neither do your friends. Tell them to get in here and catch the last bits of this race, because it's going to be insane. Southeast Super Series says number 3 car got done dirty by that 6 car of Jeffrey Johnson earlier. And these cars fighting for a lot of close contested space. We'll see where they end up by the time this one is all said and done. Blaine Harrison coming to the 1 to go now. 89 laps will be on the board when we restart this race. They said earlier that the 71 of Aiden Kaiser would be a force to be reckoned with at the end of tonight. Will that be the case? Will Blaine Harrison be able to hold on? Will Brody Marinco be able to move Harrison around the outside? Well, let's find out now. 33 laps remain in this race. Green flag is out and they're wrecking already behind him. It's Jeff Johnson who's gone around. Aiden Kaiser in the 71 has been collected. We stay green. No, we don't. Yellow flag is out with 36 laps remaining. Excuse me, my math is absolutely terrible. TVGT says, geez. Yeah, tell me about it. Let's go back. Before the green flag even came out, Jeff Johnson was in trouble. Let's have a look. Oh, the 54 got stacked up. The 2 had to check up. Nowhere to go. And it looks like Brody Marinco may have jumped the start a bit too eagerly. Let's see what happens. Yep, you can see Marinco just tried to jump the 7 of Harrison. He had to check up because he was not the control car. Nothing Jeff Johnson could do at the time. One more look. Caution number 8 is out all over the racetrack. Still ad-free for the next $1.50, so we will keep it here. No breaks in the action. Blaine Harrison is still your leader, but now look who's behind him. The number 50 of Bristol's Tristan Newman. Newman wants back what is his. The cold tires took out Newman on that restart, but now he's got life. He's got heat in those Hoosier tires. Will Newman be able to take that lead back? We're going to be restarting inside the final 30 laps of action. 1 to go next time by. Who do you got? 36 laps to go when we restart this race. Tristan Newman and Blaine Harrison on the front. Newman jumps and we're racing again. Newman now filling up the gap behind Harrison, crossing that line. 30 laps to go at Hickory. Newman trying to chase down that 7 car, gets right underneath him, moves him up the track, and they're wrecking behind him out of turn number 2. It looks like it's Elvis once again. No, it's Eli. No, it isn't Elvis. Is it? It looked like it. It was Jamie Scarpelli in the 94, but we stay green. Justin Elvis in that 4 car. He's running 7th. Brody Marinco running 6th, but behind him, a lap more ahead of him. Caution number 9 comes out as Jeff Johnson has another incident. The 2 car has had a spin. Let's go back and see what brought out caution number 9. 71 of Aiden Kaiser looking to his inside. This is into turn number 3. And just a little bit of a nudge was enough to send that 2, and he just kisses the wall. TVGT says, let's go single file. LOL. Well, let's do this. We're going to take a 2-minute break. We'll be back for the final 30 ad-free minutes of action. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 2. ready to go racing once again. 23 laps to go and a great jump by Tristan Newman. Double file for that lead out of the second corner. Newman to the inside of Harrison. Look at Aiden Kaiser making that inside line work. Back to the front as the 94 of Sammy Scarpelli gets into the wall. She stays out of the way and we stay green. Tristan Newman leading this race in the final 22 circuits. And look at Brayden Goddard fighting for this points lead. He's got Brody Marinco to his inside for second. Blaine Harrison last pitting on lap 72, has some older tires now to the inside of Brayden Goddard for third. Looking at Tristan Newman in that number 50 car, he's now pulling away. Brody Marinco 0.6 of a second behind. Aiden Kaiser now in third. He's gotten to the inside, and there goes Harrison spinning out of the corner, and Johnson makes it through, but Blaine Harrison head first into that backstretch wall. Caution number 10 is out inside the final 20 laps at Hickory. Let's go back and see what brought out this most recent caution. Just contact, and it looked like it wasn't even contact from the 71. It may have been the 38 of Brayden Goddard. Let's go back and have a look. Keep your eye on the black 38. So caution number 10 is out and Blaine Harrison is down pit road. Fans at home, we appreciate your patience over that last commercial. We are now ad-free for the next 28 minutes, so we should be able to go all the way to the end with no more breaks. We're going to restart here inside of the final 15 laps of action. And how do you like this? Tristan Newman leading this race. Coming into tonight, Newman sits 6th in the points. Tyler Holden not present. Brayden Goddard running in the 6th position. Justin Elvis running in 5th. Brendan Carroll not here. Aiden Kaiser in 3rd. Newman stands to gain a truckload of points if he can stay at the front and win this event. However, drivers to his outside, like the 54 of Brody Marinco, coming into this race. Marinco sits nowhere in this running order, so Brody is going for broke. He is here to win tonight's race. Aiden Kaiser sitting in 3rd. They said Kaiser would be good towards the finish. Now is time to prove it. 1 lap to green, and we're going to get this party restarted. Let's see how far we can make it. It'll be 14 to go at the line. Newman is the control car. Marinco to his outside, both waiting for the signal. Pace car peels off. Newman jumps in, we're racing. Marinco using the great jump on the outside just like he needed to. Going for broke. Brody Marinco, your new leader with lucky number 13 laps to go. Newman now behind him. He's got Aiden Kaiser starting to fill that mirror. Into 3. Newman, will he fill that gap? Southern Super Series says go number 54 here, cheering on Brody Marinco in the final dozen laps. Newman gets close to Marinco. Will he put that bumper, fighting for this lead? (1-0). Next time by, then it's 9 at the line, and there goes Newman. Was he moved by Kaiser? Newman goes high. Aiden Kaiser now to the inside, and Aiden Kaiser gets into 2nd. Jeff Johnson now to the inside of Tristan Newman. TBGT says Newman should use that bumper. Well, it was just used on him. Tristan Newman falling out of the podium positions. It's Marinco, Kaiser, Johnson, your top 3. There you see Brayden Goddard now working to the inside of Tristan Newman. Those two fighting hard for the 4th position. Brody Marinco leading Aiden Kaiser by 0.8 of a second, and it's clear sailing for all of these drivers. Jeff Johnson looking to get a bronze medal, but can he hold on with Brayden Goddard closing the gap? Austin W says Tristan was my spotter IRL for the 2021 season. Go, baby, go. Tristan Newman now to the inside of Brayden Goddard for that fourth position. Clears him. 6 to go this time by. Southeast Super Series cheering on for Marinco, saying he's an HL Motorsports driver. HL Motorsports bringing us today's race, and Brody Marinco only has another 5 laps left to win it, but Kaiser is closing the gap. See the view from Aiden Kaiser's cockpit. Can he make it in 4.5 laps? Kaiser now working on Marinco. 3 to go this time by. Jeff Johnson sits in third, but Tristan Newman is 0.4 of a second behind car number 2. Then you've got Justin Elvis, who's working on Brayden Goddard. Goddard may not leave with the points lead if he loses too many spots. 2 more laps. Kaiser within 0.3 of a second to Marinco. 0.6 of a mile remain. Marinco at the line. Kaiser in second. 5-4-7-1 your top 3. Jeff Johnson barely holding on to third. Here comes Tristan Newman. Aiden Kaiser only has 1 more lap at the line. White rag waves in the air, and it's the checkered tablecloth next time by. Marinco across the line. Kaiser looking to the inside. Will Kaiser put the bump and run on Marinco? Headed into 3. Kaiser's last chance. Sends it in on Marinco side by side through the corner. Here comes Marinco. He gets to the inside. It's Brody Marinco who gets the win. Aiden Kaiser who gets the win over Brody Marinco out of turn number 4. What a way to get that win. Marinco unhappy, but Kaiser getting the dub. And what a win for car 71, Aiden Kaiser, with a little bit of a bump and run. How you doing? Where you been? Car 71 gets the win. Sebastian the Cat cheering him on. Austin W says, shocker, what a way for car 71 to get the dub. Let's have a look at that last lap pass. Aiden Kaiser right to the inside of Brody Marinco, puts the door to him. Kaiser scoots away with the checkered tablecloth. Aiden Kaiser wins round 7 at Virtual Hickory. Fans at home, stay tuned. We're going to have podium interviews in just a moment. On the podium now with our top 3, starting with driver of that number 2, Jeff Johnson. Jeff, a calamitous race, but at the end, you held off a hard-charging Tristan Newman to hold on for third, man.
Yeah, it's awful good. Car was going away, but this first ever race with these guys, awful tough. Came back to the back multiple times, just working my way back. Just ran out of laps. Had fun.
Oh, it's all that matters that you had fun, man. 7 days' time, are we going to see you again with the limited iRacing series?
Yes, if the schedule allows me to.
Congratulations again on that third place finish. Now moving on to our silver medalist tonight in the number 54, Brody Marinco. Such a hard-fought race, man. You really did give it everything.
Yeah, I did. It's not where we wanted to end. We really had that win. I think it's crap what happened, but I guess it's just racing. It's a racing deal. We'll be back next week, though. Glad I'm able to race with this series. It's really fun.
Couldn't ask for a better attitude, man, but now you've got something to shoot for. Will we see you on the podium again next week?
Yeah, I'm gonna be holding that money in my hand next week. You don't gotta worry about that.
We'll see you in 7 days' time, buddy. Congratulations on your second place finish.
Thank you.
Our podium interviews brought to you by the good folks over at BG Racing Designs, offering sim racing paint templates for your NASCAR race cars and more. Check out their catalog on bgracingdesigns.com or on their Facebook page at BG Designs. And of course, Premier Dental Arts, based in Kingport, Tennessee, providing dental patients with quality restorations that allow them to smile with confidence. They have decades of experience in complex dentistry and can manufacture premium restorations for any situation. Find out more at premierdentalarts.net or call 888 PDA Lab 1. That's 888-732-5221. And now the winner, driver of the number 71 late model, Aiden Kaiser, with the bump and run on the last lap to seal the win in round 7. What a drive. Aiden Kaiser, Rick James, you got us?
Yes, sir, I do.
We talk about that bump and run at the end, man. Did you know that was the only way to get around Brody Marinco?
No, I actually tried just sticking my nose underneath him in 3, and I was going to try and just battle him off, but I didn't mean to get into his door coming off the corner. My car was just tight, and I got on the gas, it got tight, so I tried to get off, and that's when I got into his door, and I know I got into him, and I don't want to win like that. I shouldn't win like that. I feel bad for Brody, and that's just not how it should be done.
Brody called it a racing deal, but now you've got a week to think about it, and Brody's got a week to get you back. Is it going to be 2 wins in a row in round 8?
I'm hoping so, but if I get payback, I understand.
Positive attitude all around, but the most important thing, AK, is that you've got the win today. Go celebrate, buddy.
Thank you.
Fans at home, that's going to do it for us, and what a fun little race. Talk about these late models. I'll tell you what, that's the first time I've ever done a late model race, and I had a blast. For everybody at Limited iRacing Series, for HL Motorsports, BG Designs, and Premier Dental Arts, thank you so much for having us tonight. Fans at home, thanks for having me on your screen this evening. Drop me a line on Twitter. Let's talk some racing. Up until that next race, tomorrow night, we've got ARC's Mazda MX-5s from Lime Rock, brought to you by DI9 Designs. Cannot miss round 3 of Mazda Mondays. But until then, everybody, please stay safe. Do take care of each other.